And welcome back. We had a moment of technical difficulty there. So I'm glad you stuck around and stayed to see the conclusion of the matter. But we got Miss Wanda straight now, and
Uh-huh.
we are straight now. Everything looking good on our end. So we're back, and we won't have no more problems for the rest of this show. So now, Ms. Wanda, I'm going to ask the question again. Why don't you tell us about what's going on with the TRIPS program?
Well, um, a lot's going on. We're over at the Exodus Institute on Wednesdays. We work with the youth, we work with seniors, community residents, and community businesses. The students, I won't call them students, the trainees, they set up the cameras, they set up the lighting systems, you host the shows, learn how to do the hosting. So they work in front of the camera and behind the camera, and they seem to like it. So we're going to be bringing on about 75 students. I'm told we're going to go into the local uh, grammar school. I think it's and get eighth graders and high schoolers to come and participate in the program. And one of my partners, Mr. George Owens, is a graduate of the Columbia College program. And he's going to be going up there with me, and we're going to see if we can recruit some college students as well to maybe help us training the others, so that that they can do their internships with us and get credit for coming over to help with the training. That is one of our strategies. We're also at the Garfield Park Gold Dome. I am an advisory council member. I am the co-chair of the project development committee and the communications committee. And we're doing quite a few things over there in terms of documenting what the activities that they have going on in the park. So they have many things going on in the park. They're going to be working with Books Over Balls. They have a skating program that they've instituted that's going to happen like once every 3 weeks. And we're going to be there to document the skating program and how the young people and seniors are coming out to get involved. It's really great. And so we're working with some other artists that want to produce television programs. So Miss Sarah Felder, she's going to be doing her own show in the upcoming weeks. On the 16th, I think she's doing something, and on the 17th, she's going to use the CCN platforms to do her production. So on next
Yeah, yeah. I
Wednesday,
was just giving her a shout out a little while ago before everything crashed. She
okay,
was tuned in.
okay, yeah,
Sarah P.
right, and
Triple
she
P Productions. Yeah,
does a great
yeah.
job of bringing people to the platform to highlight what they're doing since they have come out of whatever situation they may have been in. And
Mm-hmm.
she's going to be so next Wednesday on the 15th and on the 16th, she's going to be hosting those shows, and you'll get to see and learn more about what Miss Sarah is doing, Triple P.
Mm-hmm.
And then I told you about Garfield, I told you about the Exodus, and then we're doing with Naima Latif. You had her on your show as well. The
Mm-hmm.
Latif Communications. We're going to be doing a joint um, television coverage of the upcoming two mayoral candidates,
Mm-hmm.
and so we're going to be looking at them and having them answer a few questions before the runoff. And that's going to be on the 15th, which is next Wednesday, I believe, from the at the 6 o'clock show.
Mm-hmm.
So be sure to tune in. We'll send you an invitation, and you can maybe send it to some of the people that you think need to know more about the candidates that they're going to be voting for.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's an update on what we're doing. And of course, we're trying to just make sure we can include as many young people as possible, because we're going to have to pass the mantle on, Dr. Ford. You know, you better be training somebody to do what you do, so that in the event you need some assistance, you'll have somebody capable of doing what needs to be done. And that's why I'm going to be working intensely with these students, because I want to know that they will be prepared to carry the mantle in the event I'm, doing something else.
Well,
So
the thing about production nowadays, anybody with a cell phone can produce and do anything, as far as recording goes. And it's so interesting that people record everything anyway now, and they just don't realize that there's a pliable market in order to be able to broadcast these things.
yes,
So they just need to have a place to be able to present their work.
that's right.
So you don't need a whole lot of production equipment or a whole lot of production nowadays to get stuff done.
That's right.
So they grew up being able to produce. All these TikTok videos. Most of these
Yeah.
kids are producing now.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. The internet has kind of leveled the playing field, because now people don't have to depend on mainstream media to tell their stories. They can tell their stories themselves. And that's what TRIPS is all about, helping people who I know our smartphones are smart, and most people have smartphones and know how to take photos and know how to do video. But there's a whole lot of people that do not. And they need some assistance in being able to communicate with others through their phones. There was a time that you couldn't go, you had to go visit Auntie Josie in Yazoo City, Mississippi, because you couldn't communicate with her unless you called her, and then you didn't get to see her. So unless you went there. But today you can make sure Auntie Susie has a computer with a microphone and a microphone and a speaker, and you can see her and communicate with her every day. And that is a blessing, because we need to have that kind of communication, especially with our seniors.
Absolutely.
That may not live in the same environment that we live in.
Absolutely.
We need to be able to make sure that if they fall or they need some assistance, they can just tap a button on their computer and call you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope they will call somebody a whole lot closer. That's what they call that thing around you.
Right.
Help me, I'm falling.
Right.
Life alert.
Yes.
So they can get some help a whole lot closer, because it might take me half a day to get there. If they down there in Yazoo City, it's gonna take a minute.
You're right.
You better call for help locally, and then tell me about it later. That's what I want them to do.
Right.
So do you have any special events in honor of Women's History Month? I know you mentioned some of your programming and what you got going, but anything special about that?
Well, when we go to the Exodus Institute on Wednesday, we will be honoring some local heroes, some sheroes and heroes that most people may not know about, but they are heroes and sheroes in that community. And so the young people are going to be doing that in terms of how we're going to be highlighting some women in that community. So, yes. And then, as I said, I'm working with Garfield Park, and they are going to be doing some things like I told you about the upcoming skating program. And then they have they're updating the lagoons so that you'll be able to go over there and fish, and maybe look at some of the beautiful plantaries that's going around the lagoon, and do barbecues and all kind of things. That's what we're shooting for in terms of making sure that the lagoons are clean and safe.
So
those
are they
areas.
gonna drain? Are they gonna drain the lagoon so they can get all the dead bodies out of it?
Oh, don't say that, Dr. Ford. I don't know about draining the lagoons, but I know
Yeah,
that
well,
they're going to clean them up. They're going to
in
clean them up.
Vegas, they had a shortage of water over the past summer, and when the water line started going down,
Uh-huh.
then they started discovering all of these armored car trucks and dead
Mhm.
bodies that was, on the low water level. So that's why I'm wondering, because I know that lagoon has got a story to tell, and if
Oh,
they still,
yeah. Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
sure everybody then dumped dead animals off up in there and
Yeah.
babies and everything
Yeah,
else,
when we
So,
went to examine, when we went to just review the area, we saw a lot of trash, things that people discard, like hypodermic needles and liquor bottles and all kind of things. But all you can do is just try to have those areas cleaned on a regular basis so that things don't begin to pile up. Because in a park, the bathrooms are supposed to be open, but in those areas where the lagoon is at, they close those bathrooms because people go in there and do all kind of things. They stop up the toilets, stop up the sinks, and then they make it hard for the park officials to want to leave those areas open so normal citizens can use those facilities. So they have to come over to the Gold Dome. They have to come over to the field house to use the bathroom. Those uh those other facilities have to be closed because
so now you said the Gold Dome. That's on the west side.
that's Garfield Park field house.
Okay,
It's called the Gold Dome because it has a gold dome on the top of the building.
okay,
hmm And
yeah,
I'm on the advisory council there, so I have some insight into some of the programming that they're doing over there. And
okay.
Trips is going to be documenting and covering the activities that go on in the park. So, and in that particular park. So that will give them some exposure and help people to understand all the things that they are doing, all the different activities that they are doing. They're going to be doing Juneteenth like they did last year, and they have a stepper set, but I don't have those dates available. But I will see that they get emailed out or placed on our website at www.ccnnewsmedia.org, and you'll be able to follow the events, the activities that are coming up. And Miss Levette, who is the restoration committee over the Garfield Park, she is the one that will has helped to organize what the activities are going to be. And she has a page on the CCN News Media website. It's called Limo. So go take a look at it, and I'm sure that she will update us on additional activities that are going on there.
Now,
So
is that park district? Is it part of Cook County or part of the city, or who
uh,
are the actual
the
board or the governing body over that?
I think it's Cook County, the
Cook County.
the board. I mean, the governing board is Cook County because the park district. Oh man, they got so many park districts. We're gonna be trying. We're gonna be working with other park districts to collaborate and share some resources and have people, like, maybe we'll be able to work with the city to do tours through the parks and to see, because all of the parks have different features that they offer that can be a benefit to our people that come into the city to visit.
Mm-hmm.
And we're right down the street from the Garfield Park Conservatory, where they have all the beautiful plants and trees and it's just it's an educational process just to walk through the building and see
Mm-hmm.
all that beauty. So yeah, we're going to be playing the role of documenting a lot that's going on in the city through our reporters, through our videographers, through our photographers, because the goal is to make sure that they report on what's going on in their particular industry of coverage.
Absolutely. Now I see Miss Triple P came back. She's got nothing but trophy signs up there for you. You
Oh,
know, so
wonderful,
in the
wonderful.
in the chat section there. Yeah. So I was speaking about her before, we had the incident with the technical issue.
Yes,
And on her page on the CC News Media, she highlights a lot of the entertainers that she works with
yes.
in the hip hop community. One of them that she worked with used to be my friend. He used to call me all the time. We used to communicate, but he don't love me no more. So he don't stay in touch
Yes,
with me
she
like he
does.
used
Yes,
to.
she does. Yes, she does. That girl is all
Look,
over everywhere. She just
no,
doing
no, not her. I'm talking about the entertainer that she worked with.
oh,
Yeah, I know she got all kind of stuff she got going on. And I know she gonna tell him I said this publicly out loud across the internet.
oh,
Maybe I can get a phone call. You
okay.
know, uh, but I see that she has a lot of international connections. One, up in Toronto. I saw all of those connections on her page on the CC News Media. I was just browsing her page recently,
Okay.
so I got a chance to look at that. So with you said the skating.
Yes.
Now, where is that going to be at a skating rink? Because I just saw a news report recently that they have shut down all of the skating rinks in the area. So where is this?
This is going to be at the Gold Dome Fieldhouse
Oh, so
itself.
it's going to be
It's going to
in the
be
field
in the
house.
gym. Yes, in the gym.
Okay.
And I took my grandkids there a couple of weeks ago, and they had a show, a musician. They highlighted the musicians and musicians, a musician and musicians. And it was great. I mean, this gentleman did a great display of magic. Everybody was thrilled. He kept everybody's attention. Even my grandchildren, who are 4 and 5, they sat still for a minute. And then, then they gave him a little trick, you know what I mean? But anyway,
Uh-huh.
it was interesting. And then she had her grandson who plays a guitar, and he just rocked it. Everybody loved to see him perform. So it was really nice. It was really nice to see all the young people that came out to see the musician and to hear the musician. I hope I said those two words right. I keep getting them
We
mixed up.
understand. We
Okay.
understand. Yeah, the one that did the magic tricks and the one that played the instrument.
There
How
you
about
go.
that? Yeah,
Yes, yes.
we're
It
gonna
was
help
really
you out.
nice. It was really nice.
Yeah. So now these weekend activities are during the week, or how are these activities set up?
Well, I think the skating thing is going to be the third Thursday, I think she said, of every month up until May. Started in January, go to May. And then the different performances that she has, she does something every month. I'm not sure. Like I said, I have to get the dates and I'll email them to you, but I don't. She does something in terms of events every month. And we just need to start participating, take part in the activities, because Garfield Park is a nice location. Is open, has 184 acres of land, and they have a tennis court. They have a basketball court. They have the lagoons with the fishing areas. It's just a nice place. It's a nice place to go and relax and enjoy the entertainment that they bring to your attention. And so, yes, I would invite everyone to come over and join the council so that you can have some input into what goes on at the park. I mean, I don't think people really realize how the asset a park really is. You can do a lot of things, performances, utilize they have exercise programs there as well. So you can do a lot. Just get involved
Mm,
with the parks, and you'll be able to help manage what goes on there.
okay. So now I noticed you mentioned the parks on the west side. Are you
Mhm.
saying anything about the parks on the south side?
Now, I haven't gotten involved with any of the parks on the south side, but I intend to go along with my partner that's on the council. We intend to take the project, the Lagoon Project, clear across the city because we want to be able to collaborate with the other parks. And that's what I was telling you earlier, that we want to form collaborations with the other parks, not just the parks on the west side. We want to go all the way to Millennium Park and then to the south side. So our goal is to work with all of the parks to bring projects to all of the parks. And then that way, you know, if you're on the west side, you can go to Garfield Park or they have a lot of parks over there. In any of the parks you want to go to and be able to take advantage of maybe the trips program or whatever else the parks may be offering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the parks it's a great place to, if you have young children and you want to get them involved in activities after school on the weekend or whatever. That's a place, that's a great place to involve your children.
Okay.
And I know that Lavette, who, as I said, is the chairman over the restoration committee at Garfield Park, she raised all of her grandchildren and children at that park. They were all involved with all kind of programming. Oh, and there's a dance group over there, Najwa dance group is over there. So if you they do the African dances and everything. And this past Kwanzaa, they came out and did the African dances, and there was a nice Kwanzaa celebration there. And I taped it, and it's on YouTube, the Omnibus Roundtable TV show YouTube station, and or the CC News Media station on YouTube. Both of those, you can find those programs there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So what else you got going on? All
Yeah,
right. Now, you've been hanging out on the west side so much. You got anything else going on?
I hang out on the south side as well with John Cook at the Bronzefield Community Center, and that's at
Mm-hmm.
39th and Giles. He did a Father's Day celebration, and I taped it. And there were a lot of men that came out and talked about their relationship with him and how he has been a mentor to them. Even Jamal Green, that was running for mayor, has a relationship with John Cook as a mentor. John has done a lot in that community he's a part of the safety. What is that? The people that stand on the corner to make sure that the children get to school safely and get back from school safely. He started that collaboration over there at his place, 39th and Giles, and right across the street from Phillips High School. It's a nice facility if you ever need to do a meet or you want to do some kind of a small celebration. I think he can have up to 100 people there or something like that. He's got the main floor and the lower level, and it's a beautiful place. He has it set up so nice. And he was doing a cooking show there that I was taping for him. And basically it was a raw food preparation show. And I got to eat everything that they prepared. So I was glad to come there and film it. Oh, but I'm telling you, he does this healthy program, healthy living program. And John is just an amazing guy. He really has his interest is really on helping people live a healthier lifestyle. And so check him out, Mr. John Cook over at the Bronzefield Community Center. Yes, he's a very dear friend of mine. And then I'd like people to be aware of the National Sarcoidosis Foundation. And National Sarcoidosis, let's see, it's the foundation, and it is she's got two, the foundation and I'll think of it in a minute. They're both called National Sarcoidosis. One is a foundation and the other is just a 501c3. And she educates people about sarcoidosis. I mean, that disease has been around for a long time, and still the doctors don't know a lot about it, how to treat it, how to help, what resources are available or to make available for those that experience the 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 disease. She said that sarcoidosis is starts mainly in the lungs, affects mainly the lungs, but it can affect any organ of the body. And I've looked at some of the photos that are on the website, and sarcoidosis, people have those those abrasions in their eyes or in their nose, mouths, anywhere on the body. The skin is the largest surface, and you can have those abrasions all over your body. And it's you can just tell it's very painful because they look like open sores. But Glenda Fulton is the president of the foundation and the society. And if you if you know of anyone that has sarcoidosis or needs some resources, in terms of what doctors to see that have done some advances in that study, contact Miss Glenda Fulton. And she's got a website, I think is eradicatesarcoidosis.org. And you can leave her a message and ask her any questions you might have regarding sarcoidosis. So
now, are these all on your website as well?
Sarcoidosis is not. She will be putting a page on the website. Glenda's been she travels a lot to the different doctors that are around the country, and they use her kind of like they use her to try their products on, and for her to give a report on how she's feeling and how they work with her. So she knows a lot of doctors, and they have her traveling around the country, for them to try different products on, and I love it.
Yeah, so they're experimenting on her. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, basically, but because they don't know a lot about the disease, she's going to save her life. And so whatever they can do to help her, she's going to check them out. And it's usually all natural. What she's doing is all natural. It's not involving pharmaceuticals. It's using oils and herbs and other kind of products, natural products and natural procedures to address those conditions. So
good for her. Now, what else you got on the website? I know you're going down your Rolodex right now, but what else you got on the website?
The website, it has most of the things that I've talked about, except for sarcoidosis. I talk about her sometimes, but I mean, I put her articles up there about what she's doing. But as far as her having a page that's focused or dedicated to her condition, not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
So yeah, you can go to the website and see something from all of my reporters, photographers, everybody that I'm working with, Dr. Ford, including you.
I see Triple P Production put the information to find the Omnibus Roundtable on YouTube. They put the name up there, so you can look in the chat section and see that.
Okay.
On the sarcoidosis, not the sarcoidosis, but on the Omnibus. Now, Omnibus that's a show that you do weekly?
Yes, that's a weekly show that's done through the CAN TV network. It airs on Wednesdays at 9:30 p.m. and it re-airs again on Thursdays at 4:30 p.m. on Channel 19. And so usually the productions that I do through CCN News Media On Point, and Woman to Woman television show, those productions are usually done remotely or on location. And then I'll share a half hour of that footage on my Omnibus Roundtable TV show, the CAN TV network. So what you see on CAN TV through Omnibus is a collaboration of, it's an accumulation of all of the shows that I do. at some parts of all of the shows that I do. So I'm trying to give you a variety of issues that we cover.
Now, beginning of the year, I know you had mentioned something about the Can TV changing their production on how they're doing things. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure, Can TV. Well, all I know is what I've been told by some of the producers. I have not actually attended any of the meetings myself because usually when they have those meetings, I'm having some kind of a production and I'm not able to go. But some of the producers call me and tell me about what's going on. And I've had a couple of shows wrapped around the producers where they came on and actually talked about some of the changes that are being made at Can TV. And so, from what I can assess, Can TV is a nonprofit, and they had more than 600 producers trained and working out of their organization to produce their shows. Um, I'm not sure what the volume of producers is today, but most people, as you said earlier, are producing their own programs, and they're using their phones, or they go down and get cans equipment, and they're doing things in the field. They're doing things outside of the studio, and then they're submitting their work via email to Can TV for their series production, or even if they're not a series producer, for whatever shows they're trying to get broadcast. And so Can TV has started to uh, take, as I'm told, a number of the slots that were available for producers to come into the studio and produce their shows. They've taken a number of those slots away, and they are doing the productions through their own internal team of producers, to make sure that the variety of coverage is demonstrated, because the producers are not coming there to use their facilities as they were doing before, because everybody's doing their own stuff. So they're taking up some of the slots that producers would have been broadcasting in, and doing internal broadcasts, productions that they are utilizing to demonstrate what's going on in the community. So it's kind of like they say the producers are not coming, so we're going to make sure those slots are filled ourselves. And they have trained um, employees that run their remote broadcast opportunities. They go out and film stuff and bring it back and showcase it, just like we would do. So I think that's what's going on in Can. They're reformatting how it is that they are broadcasting whatever it is, the content that they're broadcasting. If the producers don't uh, submit enough content, they're doing it, the productions themselves, and making sure that we have something to watch. So that's
Hmm.
all I know.
So now, Can TV, for those outside of Chicago, they generally broadcast on a access channel in Chicago. I think it's channel 19.
They have 5 access channels in Chicago: 19, 21, 25, 36, and 42.
Okay, and each of those channels, they feature shows that are put together for specifically for Can TV.
Right.
Okay. I see Sarah put up Woman to Woman. You're the host of Woman to Woman.
Mm-hmm. I
You know,
talked
that's,
about that. Mm-hmm. I
yeah.
host, I produce and host Omnibus Roundtable television show, Woman to Woman TV show. I produce a show called, oh boy, it's a show for a pastor in Texas. It's called the View, the View About You. I produced that show for her. Excuse me. Let's see. I produce a show called Roxy just started this show. What is her show? Anyway, for Roxy Williams, Roxamillion. Roxamillion. This is a new production. Um, and we go in the field and she'll interview someone. Usually it's been a pastor or the pastor's wife. It's been restaurant business owners, and she's going to be doing this on an ongoing basis. Roxamillion is a show that kind of highlights people in the community around the city that Roxy feels need. They've done excellent work in terms of trying to help the community, and so she wants to highlight them and showcase their work, and so I produced that show for her. And so I've done production of many shows for many people, but it probably take me a couple of hours to tell you all those shows, so I'm just gonna name just those few. But yes,
and they can find most of those broadcasts as a replay on your YouTube and on the website.
Yes. I put a few of them on the website and directing folks to go to YouTube to see the majority of the work, because I've been doing this over the years for probably about since 1999. So there's a lot of footage that I wouldn't have on the website because it's just the way I can't handle all that. Video files are very big. So I'll direct people to the YouTube channels to look at the work that we've done.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I know it's getting close to time to get ready to get out of here. So did we cover everything for today?
I think we did. You're a very thorough interviewer, and thank you very much for the opportunity to showcase what the Chicago Communicated News Media does.
Well, for those that missed it in the beginning, we're affiliated with one another.
Yes.
So I always like to bring you on. I used to bring you on quite a bit in the beginning, but then you got too busy to hang out with Dr. Ron.
I'm just like you, Dr. Ford. You're too busy. You're doing everything. You're working with people on the other side of the country. So don't talk about me, because your time is always tied up.
I'm just saying, you got too busy. This is the first time you done been on here in a couple of years, and I'm glad you decided to come.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm glad you decided to cut into your time to come in.
We're going to make it a routine. We're going to make it a routine, okay? So you're going to have to do the same thing. So it's a pleasure. I appreciate the opportunity, and I look forward to your shows. You're doing some interesting things, and you need to tell people, my audience, what you're doing so that they come and look at some of your work.
Well, I ain't hiding nowhere. They can always find me. I ain't hiding nowhere. My show is out there, everywhere, all across the country. They can see it, and around the world.
All right.
But so if they wanted to get in contact with you in order to be able to talk about doing some production or doing some advertisement or doing something of that nature, they can go directly to your website, and your information is there?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And there's a website right there underneath my name.
Absolutely.
And in addition, they can call 773-669-8736 or send an email to Wanda6402@ccnewsmedia.org.
And all of that information is listed on the website, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, good. Absolutely. So did we cover everything today? I'm going to ask again.
Yes, sir, we did. Thank you so much for your assistance.
Okay, good. Now, as always, before I end each show, I always like to ask my guests 2 questions. The first question I always like to ask is, will you come back and see me again?
Oh, without a doubt, I'm coming back to see you. I cannot not come back to see you.
All right. Well, it ain't going to take you, another 2-3 years.
No,
okay.
No.
All right. Good. All right. And the second question that I always like to ask my guests before they leave is, what would you like to leave with the people before you leave today?
I'd like to say that we're all doing our own thing, whatever that is. But if you don't share the information with people, it doesn't matter what you're doing because they won't know. You have to market and promote your business in order for others to be able to facilitate you in your endeavors, or at least to know of your endeavors. So if you want to get the word out, check Dr. Ford out or check out ccnewsmedia.org.
Absolutely. Very well spoken. Once again, I thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and hang out with us today. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you, Miss Wanda.
Thank you, sir.
You know, because
Likewise.
usually when I call her and talk to her, I only get like 3 minutes, you know,
Oh,
because she don't
stop,
give me
Dr.
much time.
Ford.
Like, what do you want? What do you want? Look, I'm in the middle of something. Gotta go. Bye, 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 bye. Miss
No.
Wanda be moving, boy. She got them kids, them grandbabies, boy. And if she stay on the phone too long, boy, she gonna have to rebuild the building, okay? Because they're gonna bring the house down. Right, so
Oh Lord, he's right. And you know what? And every time you call, my grandkids get right up at the phone. They want to hear everything you got to say. Like you talk to them. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, I'm so sorry,
uh,
but I respect the fact that you understand. I have the
oh
green.
yeah, no, I'm just poking fun at you. I love the children too, as long as they still at your house. Don't bring them by my house. Take them to the park, let them tear up something over there.
And they do
Look,
tear up stuff.
I know they do. Look, they babies. They gonna do that. Miss Wanda, thank you again.
Thank you.
You stay right there in the green room. Don't go nowhere.
All right.
I want to invite.
Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, okay. Mhm.
This up. I just want to invite you guys out to hang out with me on Saturday on my show right here on YouTube every Saturday at noon. And I want to thank you guys and please continue to support. If you like to make contributions, this is where you can make contributions at. And please subscribe, like, and share. See you guys tomorrow.